The sky over Charleston Harbor flashes before the sun can rise. A deep boom tears through the quiet. Water ripples, windows rattle. A single cannonball cuts through the air and slams into a lonely brick fort sitting in the dark. In that moment, there is no turning back. The United States has just stepped into war. Inside Fort Sumter, Major Robert Anderson feels the ground shake beneath his boots. He knows exactly what that sound means. Months of waiting, guessing, hoping it would not come to this, all gone in an instant. Around him, his soldiers scramble to their positions. These are not fearless movie heroes. They are tired men, cold, hungry, and very aware that they are badly outmatched. To understand how it reached this moment, you have to rewind the clock. America had been holding its breath for years. The country was split, not by borders on a map, but by beliefs. Slavery sat at the center of everything, like a crack in a glass that kept spreading. The North and the South argued again and again, but stayed together because no one wanted to be the one to shatter the glass completely. Then Abraham Lincoln was elected president. For many in the South, that felt like the final warning sign. One by one, Southern states chose to leave the United States. They called this secession, which is just a formal way of saying, we're done. We're walking away. But leaving did not solve everything, because even after the states left, the United States still owned forts on Southern land. Fort Sumter was one of them. It sat in the middle of Charleston Harbor, surrounded by water, like a stone island. It wasn't fully finished. It didn't have enough food. It wasn't ready for a long fight, but symbolically it was huge. To the Union, it was a flag saying, "We are still here." To the Confederacy, it was like a locked door in a house they believed now belonged to them. Inside the fort were fewer than 100 Union soldiers. Outside were thousands of Confederate troops, and rows of cannons pointed straight at them. People in Charleston could see it all. They gathered along the shore, watching, whispering, waiting. It felt less like a military moment and more like standing at the edge of a cliff, knowing someone was about to step forward. President Lincoln knew the danger. If he abandoned Fort Sumter, it would look like surrender. If he sent soldiers and weapons, it could start a war. So he chose what he thought was the calmest option. He sent ships carrying food, no guns, no extra soldiers, just supplies. It was like saying, "We are not here to fight. We just want our people to eat." The Confederacy did not believe him. To them, those ships meant control. Allowing the fort to be resupplied meant letting the Union stay. And staying meant admitting the South did not fully own its future. That was something they refused to accept. So before dawn on April 12, 1861, they made their choice. The first cannon fires, then another, and another. Inside Fort Sumter, the walls tremble. Smoke fills the air. Anderson's men fire back, but their shots feel small, almost helpless against the ring of guns surrounding them. The fort begins to burn. Heat presses in. The sound is constant, pounding, exhausting. At one point, the American flag is shot down. For a brief second, it looks like the fort has fallen silent. Then the flag goes back up, torn but still flying. Hour after hour passes, 34 hours of noise, smoke, fear, and waiting for the worst. Every man inside knows a direct hit could end everything, and yet somehow, no one dies during the bombardment. Not a single soldier is killed in the fighting. It almost feels unreal, like the world is holding back, knowing something far worse is coming. Finally, Anderson makes the decision no commander wants to make. He surrenders Fort Sumter. When the guns fall silent, the damage is clear. The fort is ruined. The message is louder than the cannons ever were. In the North, people are furious. In the South, people feel justified. President Lincoln responds by calling for 75,000 volunteers to crush the rebellion. Instead, that call pushes even more states to leave the Union. What began as a small fort under fire has now cracked the country wide open. The cannons at Fort Sumter have stopped firing, but the echo has only just begun. And as the smoke drifts away from Charleston Harbor, One terrifying question hangs in the air. If this was only the beginning, what comes next?